Honorable Men Discord. Zion Williams under fire. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. So, for those of you that are unaware, Zion Williams has been accused of grape. Yes, of grape. And let's get straight into the news report, and then we'll talk about it further.
Pelican star Zion Williamson is accused of multiple crimes, including rape. That's according to a civil lawsuit filed by an alleged ex-girlfriend in California. Sports director Richie Mills is here with details. Richie.
Well, a complaint filed on behalf of a Jane Doe accuses Pelican star Zion Williamson of terrorizing in several forms of abuse, including rape. The allegations state that Williamson and this Jane Doe began dating when he was a freshman at Duke in 2018, and the relationship lasted through 2023. The documents also say that Williamson's alleged pattern of abusive, controlling, and aggressive behavior towards the woman happened throughout the course of the relationship and across several states, including here in Louisiana. Now, the law firm that represents Zion Williamson is denying the allegations, calling them both false and reckless. The firm adds that the allegations are financially motivated and attempt to exploit a professional athlete. Williamson's lawyers also say he never dated Jane Doe, but they did maintain a casual and consensual relationship that started when he was 18. The firm stated their relationship ended years ago and that monetary demands did not begin until after they were no longer friends. And of course, that full statement available on WGNO.com. Kurt?
All right. Thank you, Rich.
All right, so that Jane Doe that they speak of, her name is Maura Mill. So behind me, as you can see, this is Maura Mill. This is her Instagram page. And I'm just going to go through the photos because photos tell a lot. There was a saying, I think, back in the days, you know, I have a whole bunch of sayings. I'll say it from time to time. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Okay? So what words come to your mind when you see Miss Mills' photos? Okay, this is Miss Mills. Okay? Very classy. Miss Mills. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't obviously in those spaces with them to know whether or not what she's alleging is true or not. But again, picture says a lot. Now, again, she's claiming that this is a huge allegation. This is not a small allegation. Domestic abuse. None of those like allegations are something to be played with. Now, I said this before and I'll say it again. We're gonna be forced, both men and women, both men and women are gonna be forced to, whilst dating, especially whilst being intimate, you're gonna need to be in spaces with cameras. And even on the way out. So when that person leaves your home, whether it's a male or a female, you could see them during intimacy, after intimacy, and when they leave your house. Because it's getting ridiculous now. You know, and I'm not, you know, out of respect for her, I'm not going to choose sides on this, right? I'm not going to choose sides. But again, from her photos, it says a lot. What this says to me is she appears to be the type of female that would possibly make it up because she knows Zion Williams has a lot of money. That's what she appears by her photos. That's just my assumption of her photos. You can hate me for saying that, but I stand on it. Am I saying she's lying? I'm not saying she's lying. But looking at her photos, I don't think it's a stretch. You know, anyone who agrees with me, I'll see you in the comments. Especially if you disagree with me, I'll see you in the comments. Always keep it respectful. But yeah. So this is the quote-unquote Jane Doe. Again, her name is Maura Mill. Moriah Mill. This is her page. All right. Now, if Zion did in fact do these things, of course the courts would, handle it accordingly. But I don't know. I don't know. Zion, I believe, is still in his 20s because he entered the NBA straight out of high school. So I could only assume he's in his 20s. I don't even want to look up his age right now. That's not really important. What's important is the allegations and whether or not he did it or not. But for someone like Zion, who's only been in the news for not being able to maintain his weight, much like how they're attacking Doncic from the Lakers. Zion and Doncic, they have these big contracts. Both of them happen to be also signed to Jordan Brand. So I wonder if if these allegations will affect Zion's Jordan Brand deal. But in any event, both of them have been scrutinized for not being able to maintain a suitable weight as an athlete and as a star player for both respective teams. So he's been, oftentimes people would clown him. There would be memes about him. I don't believe there were memes on Doncic, but he was mainly in the news for that, and of course his choice in women, much like Anthony Edwards. But here we go. And in these situations, these young athletes coming up, I hope you're paying attention, which I'm pretty sure they're not. These things just get repeated and repeated and repeated. I don't think anyone's paying attention. No one cares. Everyone feels like, oh, that's their situation, not mine. I got it figured out, until you don't have it figured out. Until there's allegations like this on the news and it makes national news, right? So here we go. This is Miss Mora speaking on the situation.
Everybody deserves a chance to be heard, and I hope me and any of the other victims, I just hope we all get justice. And the amount of bashing, humiliation, slander, and threats that I've been receiving these last 3 years have been a lot, and it's causing me a lot of stress, emotional distress, and I just hope we all can come to justice and this all can be resolved and nobody has to relive all these things ever again.
All right, so I'm not an expert, and believe it or not, I really am not taking sides on this because, again, I wasn't in the room during their private time, nor did I want to be in the room during their private time. All I'm saying is, again, based on the Instagram photos, it paints a picture. Another thing I might add, ladies, and this is a suggestion, if I was to play a PR person, right? If you're gonna go on live after putting forth a lawsuit or civil suit, with whatever it is, against Zion Williams, and it's of something of this magnitude, a rape allegation, right? Make it natural. Get on the video, throw on a bonnet, let the eyeliner drip off your cheeks. Let it be emotional. And that's not to make fun of the situation, but she's here doing something, speaking on it, and it seems like she put on her best outfit, designer shades. You could say, oh, she put the shades on to cover her tears. Lips are glossed up. I just find it, I don't know. I find it hard to believe that this is serious. If you're really distraught, if you really want the public to be on your side, you look distraught. That's just my suggestion. Again, you could come in the comments and say, oh, you're an asshole, how dare you. All right, so maybe it is an asshole statement, but I stand on it, and I'll see you in the comments. Keep it respectful. I'm saying this because it's just hard to believe what she's saying is true based on her Instagram images and based on this video. First of all, when she got choked up, it didn't seem as though it was genuine. It seemed like she made sure she threw that in at the end. That's how it seemed to me. That's really how it seems to me. If anyone agrees, by all means, let me know in the comments that you agree. And if you disagree, I'll see you in the comments. But it just didn't seem like a genuine video about her being hurt. But I'm just going to end with this, all right? This is TMZ. She's wearing the same outfit, I believe. So I'm assuming it's the same day.
There's people speculating that you maybe are Jane Doe. What's the deal?
So, before I answer that, I would like to say I really hope all the victims, including me, get justice and, you know, things that have happened in the past with him and with anybody else, you know, everything gets resolved because a lot of us don't deserve that. And, you know, I just feel like a lot of things have been swept under the rug for so long, you know, and I feel sorry to the victim. You know, I've been through a lot of stuff with him and it's just shocking, you know.
Has this suit that you saw, you know, drop just now, given you any feelings like, hey, you know, or inspiration to file your own grievances, your own suit?
I don't want to talk about that right now without my lawyer present, but I'm just shocked, and, you know, hopefully he changes and the victim and me and everyone else can find comfort and, you know, move past all of this.
Any message to Zion himself?
Zion, I hope you can change your ways and, you know, just change, because this is disgusting what you're doing to everyone, and it's just not right. And this is not the man that I met a few years back. This is not who I thought you would become. This is not a representation of, you know, your job, and, you know, this is very serious. And I just hope you change your ways, because your job and your family and your legacy is on the line. This is serious.
What I didn't have queued up, which I initially had queued up before shooting this video, is she actually made a video letting Zion know that his career is on the line. Now, that in itself, for me, seems like that is the ultimate goal that she has, is to tarnish his career. Now, the news that I played at the beginning said that, you know, obviously his lawyers are saying that these allegations aren't true, but they're saying that they didn't have an actual relationship. They were casually seeing each other. So with that being said, it almost sounds like he didn't spend that much time with her. Now, that's not to say the allegations are false. Again, I'm not here to say whether or not the allegations were false or not, but this just seems too much of a... It almost... As a matter of fact, the video that I did not queue up, she also said, you know, it was somewhat of a get back thing, because she said, oh, you did me wrong, so it's like my turn. You can't put information like that out, especially when you're going to be putting together a lawsuit claiming that, you know, rape was involved. But I don't know, what do you all think about this? You know, having heard what was said by her, do you think that you know what? Let me go to X. Let me go to X. Let me see if I can find that clip of what she said. I don't know. Listen, again, I think we're going to get to a point where everyone's going to have to wear body cams whilst they're on dates. If not body cams, you know, especially when you're intimate, you need to, that's more videos of her. That's not what I was looking for. But you're going to, more content of Maura Mills in the background. That's going to get to a point where in your homes, you're going to have to set up cameras just to make sure you and the person you're with are safe, so there's no allegations. NDAs are one thing, but you're definitely going to need video footage, because I think it's getting out of control. Lawsuit season really is a thing. And I didn't even make this part of my series, my lawsuit season series. Let me see. Right here.
Zion Williamson's NBA career as we know it is officially over. And the people in the world will see the real you. Just like how you try to damage me and damage my name.
They slandered my name. They fired my coach.
Zion Williamson's NBA career as we know it is officially over. And the people in the world will see the real you. Just like how you try to damage me and damage my name.
Does that sound like someone who is genuine about Grape? Just off of that video alone, I'm gonna, if I'm Zion's attorney, I'm absolutely playing this video in court. Because it seems like that's the real motivation here, aside from getting some money out of this, because we know Zion makes a good amount of money in the NBA. But what do you all think, especially after this last video that I just queued up? Again, out of respect for women, if this did occur, then Zion Williams will see the repercussions for his actions. But if this is all false, then gentlemen, pay attention, especially if you're prospects for the NBA, NFL, MLB, or whatever it is. If it's soccer, whatever the sport is, be careful out there and consider putting cameras all throughout your home, and just let the women know when they enter, listen, I have cameras everywhere for my safety and yours, because unfortunately, I'm an athlete, I have a lot to lose, and I don't want to be accused of anything. This way you show the woman come in your house, if you sit down, have dinner, have a drink, you go to your room, there's cameras in there, and then she leaves, you put in a cab, you have video of her exiting. And it just doesn't stop. You just keep doing this throughout your career, especially when there's millions of dollars on the line. Again, it's for both parties' safety. And it sounds ridiculous, but remember, you heard it here first on Honorable Men Discord, that I'm saying everybody needs cameras all throughout their house, and we may start to need to wear body cameras where we're out and about on dates, because it's getting silly right now. It's really getting silly. It's like a domino effect at this point. But that's all I have for today. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Excuse me. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.